share, subscribe.
Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. This is part 2 of a multi-part series. First part, we showed the demolition around this entire house because it's a complete remodel. But today we're going to focus on the vinyl fence build, which is the property line fencing on 3 sides of this house. Timmy, my son's going to show you the layout procedure to installing this fence.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're getting your vinyl fencing ready is you need to establish your elevations and you need to get square off your house. So what we did was, since we're sharing the fence between the neighbors' houses, I measured the distance between both these houses, cut it in the middle, pulled the string line all the way down, and we also pulled the string line off the corner of this house, making sure that we're at the same distance all the way down. Next thing we did was we pulled this string line all the way down to the other neighbor's house. And to make sure that this string line was straight, we went off of, we measured off of the house. The corner house here, corner house down there, and the other person's house as well. So once we verified that we're all at the same distance, we pulled the string line, set it in stone, and we are now starting to set the post. Set each end post. Make sure you have a string line showing your elevation at the bottom and also a string line running at the top, so you know exactly where to set your next post. But right now we're also going to get this auger ready. Gonna dig out these holes really quick and easy for us. Dang, this thing's huge. Oh man. Oh, you got the extension bit on, huh? Yeah, ready? Yeah.
Holy shit, we need like a Shaquille O'Neal government.
Yeah, if they had Shaquille O'Neal, you wouldn't need 2 guys to operate it then. So this is a nice clean way to dig this out, and you get a 1-foot hole straight down, so you're not going to use a lot of excess concrete, and you're going to have really good soil around it that's pretty tight and undisturbed. So the string line at top and bottom, it not only gets you your elevation, but it also plumbs every post in between, because you have a line top and bottom. So you don't have to use a level anymore. In other words, you know, to plumb each individual, you just follow top and bottom line.
All right, all holes are dug for the back vinyl fencing. We went about 2 feet for our post using that little auger. We also have a string line set to the top, so we know we're going to be exactly on the money with our height, which is 6'1" in total, because we want 1 inch off the ground.
The nice thing about the fast setting concrete is that as soon as you put it in there, in about 20 minutes, you can start moving on to the next phase. If you want to just continue working throughout the day and not waiting for those posts to get, you know, solid.
Yeah, because this is pretty much for today and tomorrow.
All this vinyl fencing came from Home Depot, and you get a really nice discount when you buy this much quantity. You get the discounted price.
One other important factor, guys, when you are doing your vinyl installs, you can see the screw that we put in on the unnoticeable side and how we have it centered with our vinyl. This runs all the way down to the end, like I was showing you earlier. And every vinyl post you set, you want to make sure those are centered so that these holes right here all line up. That's the whole point of that. And this also gives us the height at the same time. Right here at Home Depot, they don't sell T-posts where you get your holes here, the side, and on this side. So what we're doing is we're just gonna cut open this end right here to make our own little T-post so that we can get the panels in here and on the bottom as well. Because we are going to be extending the fence down this way as well. But right now we're just focusing on this back piece, and we got to get that cut open.
Oh yeah, that's the ideal tool for that. You could use a grinder, the right angle grinder 4-inch with the diamond blade, but I think that multi-purpose tool is probably the way to go.
Alright, very nice. And just like that, we now have a T-post. So now that we have all of our posts in, what we're going to start doing is placing our bottom rails in. And then after the bottom rails, we're going to start placing our panels in. But before the panels, we got to set our channels. I'm going to explain in person on how to do that. So the first thing you got to do before you start putting your panels up is you got to get your channels in. These are what locks in all of the panels. We're going to show you how to do it real quick.
Just put it here. This has to be flush with this top, with the bottom.
Yep. Yeah, for some reason they come a little long, so we got to cut every single one.
You just kind of line up, kind of like line this up right here.
Right, get the bottom.
And like center it right here too, like right in the center.
Perfectly centered.
Also got line up. Get it.
So we do the bottom.
There you go. Set it up there. Put it good. And then just put one in the center as well.
So we don't have this thing moving on us.
So we don't have this.
Alright, look at that, guys. We're set, we're ready to go. We're just gonna get the other side ready now. Alright, and they're both in. Now we start setting panels. Once you start setting your panels too, you gotta make sure that you're setting your panels in the right way, because these panels are tongue and groove. So the groove part always starts in the channel first, and you want your tongue sticking out so that the next panel can snap in, just like that. Oh, this one fits perfect, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. We didn't even need to make a cut for this one. Lucky. Sometimes it works out, huh?
Yeah.
So see, this one we didn't have to make a cut because we had this post perfectly spaced for this one. Sometimes you're gonna have to. Sometimes you're gonna have to make little trims, like we had to on this one. This, you can see that there's a cut piece, but you won't see that once we have the top rail on.
So if you're good with Legos, you'd be good at vinyl fencing. Already this has been a big transformation for these houses, getting rid of all that, those bushes and chain link. Just, it looks so modern and clean now.
So they put the top rail on top of the post like that, and what they're gonna do is mark the inside of the top rail so they know how far to push in on each side of the pockets. See that he just marked that side.
So that's how you get them in the hole. You just beat them with a soft sledge. This is some really nice soil in here. It's not really hard digging. There's not a lot of roots in the way. So you can, this is all handwork. Now here's the post spacing going down, and the panels are the same as the back wall. So you're going to want them right around 8-foot spacing. A little less than 8 to allow for the inset of the post, the rails inset into the post, about 2 inches each side. So about 7 foot 8 inches probably be the average spacing on these.
Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're going to be setting in these posts. We do need to turn this around though, make sure we're set the right way. Okay. And then we would need 6-1 from that line. 6-1 from that string line. Should I get them? Go up all the way to 6-1, and you got to be perfectly on that line. Hold it on that line, someone. That's the excess. That's all excess right there.
So I mean, if your holes, depending on how deep your holes is, you may want to cut some of your post off.
Drop the whole bag, and you got to be quick. This is fast setting. Get that next one ready. Get that next one ready.
So you notice they got both corners in first, and then now they can pull a string line top and bottom, and then start setting the rest of the post. That string line that's at top and bottom will give them height, and it'll give them plumb.
Do we have enough line posts?
Yep.
We do?
Yep.
Exactly enough?
Yep.
Exactly enough, huh?
Looks like it. Are those the last two?
Yeah, I use the last two.
Yep.
Dang, Jimmy. What do I tell you?
One more.
Oh, I have a spare. Hell yeah, that's money I can take back. See that, dude? See these calculations?
The brain!
See these calculations, Jimmy?
The brain! Pinky and the brain.
Alright, so you get done with that, let's go to the other side and then help Adrian. You like that a little bit more, huh? Yeah, I've never been a really big fan of postal diggers either.
Yeah, I feel like I was pretty a little hot.
I think they're really good at getting the area.
They was pretty good at it, because they was getting shit done quick with that postal digger. But I sucked at it. That's what it felt like I was supposed to do.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid, I think.
That one might need some. I don't know what's the depth there. Oh, it looks a little.
That one's probably gonna, yeah. So all the posts are set. The only thing we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna dump some concrete down these posts, the gate posts, just to make these ones a little bit stronger since they're gonna be holding against the gate.
Oh yeah. I guess the plastic saves the outside of it.
I'm gonna shoot it with the hose too to make sure it gets safe.
True. Plus we're gonna pressure wash at the end, huh?
So that's how you strengthen your post. I mean, you could even drop a piece of number 5 rebar in them and then fill them. You can't fill them to the top at this point until you get your rails in. But you can, once your rails are in, you can fill them up quite a bit. You might have a little residual run out on your rails where they meet the post, but you can clean that up pretty quickly.
Okay, so what Adrian is doing right here is he's putting the vinyl in one side, butting it up to his other bottom rail. What he does over here then is he finds the middle.
Just kind of mark it.
He marks it, and now he's gonna cut that excess off so that every time we put another rail in, it meets halfway in the post, so the next bottom rail can meet halfway.
That bottom rail looks kind of high right at this point. Once they bring in the base and the pavers, it'll be about right. So you just slide one rail, one slat in at a time, and then once you get to the post, you may have a cut, or if you're lucky, they fit. That's a big transformation from what it was previously before our arrival here. Anyway, that about wraps up this video. That wraps up the vinyl part of this series. Stay tuned for the next one because it's going to be another big improvement to this property. Have a good one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. That way you will be notified as soon as we upload the next one. Have a good day.